今日はランドトランスポートフォーティというところに来ております。何をするところなんでしょうか。国土交通省みたいなもんなんでしょうか。これからきっと説明してくれると思います。
Do you know what it takes to move people to their destinations? Every day, people in Singapore make more than 4.5 million trips on public buses, MRT, and LRT. Another 475,000 cars are also on the roads to connect people with their destinations.
Ahead of you have the different road names in the different languages you are able to hear in Singapore. So we have English, Malay, Chinese, as well as Tamil over here. So each of these road names actually have a history behind why they are named that way. You also have some of the old bus tickets. This is just to show how the old bus ticketing system works. So when there's actually a puncher, so there's a conductor who...
Every year, a growing population, expanding economic activities, and increasing tourist arrivals lead to growing travel demand to connect people and goods with their destinations. With so many vehicles on the roads, how can we keep traffic smooth flowing?
Land transportation is important to Singapore, for it has helped us to grow since the early days when Singapore was founded. Many people depended on the transportation network in their daily lives. In time, motor vehicles were introduced and public transport became available. But as Singapore's population grew, it faced challenges such as creating enough employment and meeting housing needs. Improving land transportation was a challenge by the 1960s because the infrastructure was not adequate to keep up with rising transport. There was a lack of good public transport services and there was traffic congestion in the city.
It looks like some major work.
5 years?
Well, it takes time to build an MRT station safely, really. There are a lot of complexities involved.
But Daddy, all this construction is so annoying. We were doing okay without it anyway.
Yes, but sometimes we have to put up with short-term inconveniences for long-term benefits.
We can still have the MRT station, but what about building it further away, not near my home?
We used to have to take a bus to the station, but now we don't need to anymore.
I wonder, what if we had built it somewhere else?
Hey, the station is completed.
Wait, it's too far to walk, and we'll need to take a bus. We should have had the station near us.
Well, you see now, if we endure the short-term inconveniences, we would gain in the long run. We don't live in a magical world, really.
Improvements cannot happen overnight. It takes lots of planning and effort. And the improvements also benefit many other people in our neighborhood, not just us.
Yes, Daddy. Now I can go to many places by MRT. I like the new trains. They have comfortable seats.
But be sure to be considerate.
Ah, like giving up my seat.
Yes, Billy. Always remember, do unto others what you want done unto you.
making these hard choices. You saw that transport planning and development involve trade-offs between many compelling priorities. To ensure our small nation continues to be a livable city, we constantly innovate with creative transport solutions in response to changing situations. But as individuals, we all have a role to play, like making the right travel choices and being gracious and courteous commuters. So, what lies ahead for us in the future? It all depends on what we do today, together.
It is also vital to the tourism industry. Yet even with an efficient transport system in place, we continue to face new challenges in keeping the city moving. With population growth, rising tourist arrivals, and increased economic activities, we expect daily travel demand will increase significantly to a projected 14.3 million journeys by 2020. Is it feasible to continue building roads to meet this increasing travel demand? Unlike bigger countries, land is an extremely scarce resource in Singapore. Today, 12% of our space is already allocated to roads, second only to housing, which takes up 15%. With other competing demands for land, the scope to expand road networks becomes limited. We may need to build our roads underground in the future, but this alternative comes at much higher cost. Not to mention, underground space will eventually get congested too. Besides, building more roads to deal with congestion attracts what economists call induced or latent demand. Increasing the supply of roads will attract new drivers, and the roads will soon become congested again. Simply building more roads will not solve our transport problems in any sustainable way, because demand for road space is insatiable. The solution then, public transport. It is the most efficient way of moving large numbers of commuters. The challenge for Singapore then is to ensure its transport system continues evolving to cater to the changing demographics and higher expectations of our people.
To start, we'll explain the train service in Japan. There are 3 advantages about it: punctuality, safety, and convenience. First, in many countries, it is a problem that the train doesn't often come on time. However, Japan's train service is much more punctual. Actually, all the trains in Japan are punctual to the second, unless there is an incident. Also, even if the train is delayed for only a few minutes, the train staff will apologize to the passengers for the delay. Second, we've never had a fatal accident since 9 years ago. Also, you can actually sleep in the train because it is quiet and stable. But just saying, don't do anything to the sleeping people when you go to Japan. Lastly, the train system of Japan is so convenient that it is used by everyone in Japan. It's useful for the elderly and disabled friendly. For example, when a person who is on the wheelchair gets in the train, a station staff always helps them. Next we are going to
Next, we are going to explain bullet train called Shinkansen in Japan. Shinkansen is very fast. Shinkansen in Japan can travel up to a speed of 300 kilometers per hour. Also, there has been no accident since it started, because computer controlling system prevents accidents of Shinkansen. Therefore, Shinkansen is adopted in lots of other countries. For example, Taiwan is currently in the process of being adopted in China, Indonesia, and Vietnam.
Next, we'd like to talk about transportation in the city. Now, what do you think LRT is? As you know, LRT is light picture. In the 1950s, trams were the main mode of transportation in over 40 cities in Japan. But as technology progressed and as the more cars on the road, trams were obstructing the road and they were moved to allow smoother flow of traffic. This is topic. So, however, today the next generation tram appeared. This is light rail transit, LRT. LRT has three advantages. Firstly, LRT is economical. So, this is because it is less costly to construct LRT than subway, as subway is underground and LRT on the road. Secondly, LRT is environmentally friendly because LRT doesn't emit greenhouse gases. Thirdly, LRT is disabled friendly. For example, the flow of LRT is low, so it is easy for the elderly and the disabled to board and ride the LRT. That's why LRT is good in Japan. Thank you for very much. Thank you for your.
Thank you for that informative presentation. Last but not least, we have our delegates from Staples High School, the United States. The time now is 11:35 and we will have the question and answer till 11:50. May we invite Mr. Mohinder Singh, Advisor of Academy, LTA, to say a few words. Panelists, please take it away.
Okay, thank you very much, April, for the introduction. First of all, I must say how delighted I'm here to see all of you. And I would like in particular, before I start the discussion, to thank the four groups from the United States, from Japan, from the UK, and from South Africa for your very interesting presentations. We thoroughly enjoyed all the presentations.
First, I've heard that there are 4 lines for MRT, and first question is, are you going to make new lines for that connects other train stations?
May we now invite the delegates to proceed on stage for the group photo-taking session.
I don't want to be on there.